This week on the Bluffs Sports Zone, just another cup of coffee for Iowa Western. The Reavers reel in the Red Ravens. Triple header in the Bluffs. LC jumps the Jayhawks. The Yellow Jackets freeze out the Polar Bears. And the top-ranked Falcons fly with the Cardinals. Doubleheader V-ball. St. Albert sails with Atlantic. And Lewis Central cruises Clarinda. And Trojan Wars. Big Blue Soccer. Going once, going twice. Hello, I'm JJ Davis, and welcome to our latest edition of the Bluff Sports Zone. All right, so they're not perfect. The Reavers drop a no rhyme or reason game at the Butler. Now, I've said it once, I'll say it again. It's just one game. Got to forget about it and move on. Because up next, another run through that gauntlet known as the Jayhawk Conference. Now, 10th-ranked Iowa Western hits the road once again to Coffeyville. Here's IWTV student Riley Martin.
The Reavers try and bounce back against the Red Ravens. First drive, and Kurt Walding drops back to find Vincent Perry over the middle inside the 5. Next play, and the ground assault starts. Mekhi Sargent runs it in for 6. Next IW drive, and Vernon Dasher picks off Walding and scores. The redshirt freshman throws his second INT of the day. The score's knotted up at 7 apiece after the first. Second quarter, play action. Kyle Loxley now in relief. The redshirt sophomore tucks it and runs. First down, Reavers. Later in the drive, Loxley takes it in for the final 6 yards. 14-7, Iowa Western. Next big blue drive, Kai fakes it and keeps it for himself. Number 3 takes off and comes down for a 14-yard gain. Next play, mama, there goes that man. Mekhi Sargent breaks it loose for a 26-yard touchdown run. 20-7, Iowa Western. The dark side forces another 3 and out. Now Sargent muscles a 10-yard gain. Couple plays later, Loxley finishes it off 8 yards for the score. 27-7, Iowa Western. Coffeyville just can't get anything going. Only 177 yards of total offense. Keyshawn Penamon delivers the hit. Iowa Western takes a 27-7 lead going into the half. The Reavers dominating the Red Ravens on the ground. Third quarter, Chester Graves with the hit in the backfield. Another 3 and out. That sets up this quick pass from Loxley to Hill. He has Green in front of him, 23 yards inside the 5. Hill with 136 yards on 14 catches. Sargent says, fire the cannons. The redshirt freshman breaks the school record for rushing touchdowns with 4. 34-7, Iowa Western. Late in the third, Marquise Hallback in for Sargent, 13 yards right up the middle. Loxley runs the ball, makes one guy miss, and finds a hole for his 3rd touchdown of the game. 41-7, Reavers. Coffeyville trying to make something happen. Jelon Baines lets one go downfield. Derek Wiggins gets rocked by Tavon Cox. Iowa Western looking for its first win against Coffeyville on the road in program history, up 47-7 heading into the 4th quarter. The Reavers with 807 yards of total offense. Hallback runs for 158 yards on the ground, adding to the school record 579. The track meet is over. Iowa Western wins 57-14.
We just got to hold each other accountable because we know we can be something special. As you've seen tonight, when we play as a team.
Well, I took an injury before the first game. It shook me real bad. It shook me bad. I didn't know what to do. I had thoughts like just breaking down, but I just kept fighting. I just trusted God, prayed over it, and He just helped me come back on this field and be with my brothers once again.
Again, credit my staff has done a great job of, like I said, coming off a tough loss like that. Our guys were disappointed, and you have to be careful, in how you handle it during the week. And I felt our guys did a good job, and I think our kids responded well, in that situation.
So I'm just thankful for the opportunity. That's all. I couldn't have did it with the guys without the guys up front. So
the Reavers set 3 records and score over 50 points for the 3rd time this season. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Riley Martin.
It's been a crazy pattern so far. Win real big, and then win barely. And then win real big, and then lose just barely. And this time around, win big, baby. QB Kai Loxley, a solid effort. Now he's a difference maker. Over 100 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. Passing numbers not bad either. The Sergeant, Mekhi, second highest single game rushing total in school history, a record 4 touchdowns. Now, Iowa Western over 500 yards on the ground, a school record. But let's not forget the dark side. Gives up less than 200 yards of total offense, so that's more like it. The Reavers head into the bye week on a good note. Now, Big Blue will then play 3 home games in the month of October, starting with Dodge City on the 7th. Does the Lewis Central volleyball team have some Redbirds seeing red? Jumpin' Jayhawks. Urbandale's coming to town. The Titans waiting for them. When we come back.
We asked a group of employees what makes our bank special, and here's what they said.
We're available to help our community grow.
We are available to explain the benefits of electronic banking.
Being available to our customers and communities is not only what ties us together, but also what you want most from your financial institution. And our new name says just that. Welcome to Avela Bank.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Cutler O'Neill Meyer Woodring Family-Owned Funeral Home, serving Council Bluffs in southwest Iowa for over 100 years.
LC's had some success against Urbandale these last couple of seasons. The Titans have won in Des Moines the last 2 years in a row. But this time, the Jayhawks come to Council Bluffs. Now, Lewis Central's 4-0, ranked 5th in the state. And Urbandale? Well, an un-Urbandale like 1-3. Here's IWTV student Brent Pentecost.
Undefeated Lewis Central welcomes Urbandale to Titan Stadium for a Week 5 matchup. An early third down stop by the Titans is negated on a personal foul penalty against Josh Simmons, leading to a missed field goal by the Jayhawks. Tough sledding early on for DeAnthony Bridgeford, gaining 6 here. Drive continues on this toe tap catch from Brett Kobus to Zach Brown. Quarterback Brett Kobus scrambles out of the pocket and finds space. Punching it inside the 5. And Bridgeford punches it in for the Titans. They lead 7-0. And we head to the second quarter. The Jayhawks senior spark plug Henry Drake says my turn as he pushes for 10 yards. Finishing it off with a 14-yard scamper into the end zone. Jayhawks tie it up at 7. That will take us to the half. Game all knotted up at 7. DeAnthony busts out a chunk of his 84 total yards rushing on the day, setting up a field goal attempt for Drake Nettles. And it falls just short. The LC student section trying to pump the team up before the fourth quarter. Bridgeford with some more tough running to set up another field goal attempt. But the snap is low. Titans turn it over on down. Momentum in full Jayhawk swing as Henry Drake bursts for 13 of his 187 yards rushing. Drake then rumbles in from 21 yards out for his second touchdown of the day, giving Urbandale a 13-7 lead. Last-ditch effort, and senior Zach Shipman hauls in a catch to extend the final drive on fourth down. Brett Kobus looks deep again for Shipman. and it's picked off by Chris Miller, sealing the victory for the Jayhawks, 13-7 for the Titans' first loss of the year.
Well, obviously Urbandale was a very physical football team, coming out of the suburban, the CIML over there, and they played some really good teams. So they were ready to play at our level, and I thought our kids really notched it up with regard to intensity, and proud of them. They played really hard.
The way we battled throughout the whole game, it's a very long game for us. You get very tired playing both ways, but we kept fighting the whole entire game. That's something I'm proud of our team, and that's something you can't teach, it's just effort. You gotta get better, losing's never fun, but it's what makes you better. You just gotta bounce back from it and play better than we did this week.
LC will head to Des Moines for a matchup against Hoover, looking to bounce back after the loss. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Brent Pentecost.
Homecoming night at St. Albert. Top-ranked Falcons look to defeat the Earlham Cardinals. First quarter, first possession. The home team pounding the rock. Senior Luke Waters once. Number 2 twice. Third time is the charm. The senior caps a 62-yard drive with a short touchdown run. St. Albert quickly in control after a 2-point conversion, 8-0. Next possession, from one senior to another, Tyler Blaha catches a perfect throw from Kyle Barnes, a 36-yard touchdown pass. Falcons add 2 more and lead 16-0 at the end of one. Second quarter, Luke Gronstall plows his way through to set up his own score. The senior finishes it off with an 8-yard TD run. The St. Albert defense secures the win. The Falcons clip the Cards 46-7. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Matt Stein.
Thanks, Matt. And then there's Thomas Jefferson, the Baker man. Cameron Baker's become a household name this last week because of that viral video? Well, his Yellow Jackets continue to lead Class 4A in rushing, while the Bees buzzing over 400 yards on the ground per game.
Homecoming at Thomas Jefferson. The Jackets look to freeze the Polar Bears from DM North. TJ leads 43-0 at half. Third quarter, Cameron Baker picks it off. Baker runs it back 55 yards for the score. The junior also runs 162 yards and 3 touchdowns. The home team forces 4 turnovers. Visitors fumble. The Jackets recover. Thomas Jefferson runs for over 200 yards. The Jackets pound the Polar Bears 50-13.
Oh, it feels great, especially to get that first district win. I know we have a tough district this year. We were looking to be top of the district, so just set an example right now is pretty good.
Well, it's a good start. It's right where we wanted to be. We wanted to be playing well going into district play. This was a good start for district play.
TJ travels to Ankeny next. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Terry Willis.
Thanks, Terry. Now, Abraham Lincoln gets pounded in Ames 55-21. My man Lanny, some good numbers, couple of touchdowns. This one did not look good at halftime. So the Lynx dropped to 1-4, and it's not going to get any easier for AL, because up next, home games against Ankeny Centennial, and then defending state champ, Dowling Catholic. A clean sheet, maybe, for the Iowa Western men's soccer team, maybe. What about another shutout for the Saints volleyball team? After the break.
For 3 decades, thousands of Southwest Iowa athletes have relied on our team, Jenny Ed Sports Med. Our sole focus is to prevent, diagnose, and treat your sports injury. And with our partners at Ortho Nebraska, we assure you'll get your own personal roadmap back to action. Don't forget about our free walk-in clinic, open every Saturday morning, August through October. Jenny Ed Sports Med.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
The St. Albert volleyball team broke through at the state tournament last year, won its first match. Now, here's thinking the Saints can maybe make a little bit more noise this time around. Now, veteran head coach Angie Lance has her team playing well. It's a good mix, a good blend. You've got some studs, upperclassmen, seniors, and some up-and-comers, freshmen and sophomores. Like I said, it's a good mix. Here's IDEV TV student Matt Case.
St. Albert is geared up to take on the Atlantic Trojans, so let's get to the action. Number 12, Bailey White with one of the Saints' 39 kills, and they were marching early to a 17-8 lead. Bailey now serving, and it's aces. The Saints would have 11 aces on the night and now led 21-10. Are you sensing a theme yet? A set point ace from Bailey, one of 3 aces she would have on the night.
And the Saints won the first set 25-10.
In set number 2, it was more of the same. Bailey White serving and scoring. St. Albert led 12-4. This time, number 4, Emily Recker gets in on the fun with a 6-point rally to end set number 2 in dominating fashion. Saints 25, Atlantic 5. Starting set number 3, St. Albert threw a block party. 3 consecutive blocks to take a 3-0 lead. They held the Trojans to just a 5% kill efficiency on the night. Later on, number 2, Jordan Blaha joins the party. Another ace. Saints led 14-4. They'd have a 43% kill efficiency for the match. And that's match for St. Albert, winning 3-0 over the Atlantic Trojans.
You just need to make sure we're taking care of the little parts of the game. I don't think we were as focused as I would have liked to have been, but we did do some things really well tonight. You know, about the midway point of the season, you're hoping that a lot more things become a little bit more routine instead of having to be more or less coached, reminded that you need to be doing these things. So I was just looking for a little bit more consistency throughout the whole match tonight with everything.
The Saints have now won 15 out of their last 16 in the huge bounce-back win over Atlantic. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Matt Case.
Thanks, Matt. Now, meanwhile, the Titans continue to just breeze along as well. Knocked off always tough Harlan recently. Now, Lewis Central's not only looking to make state again, but again to make some more noise as well. LC and its 2 seniors line up against Clarinda. The Titans jump on the Cardinals early. Poor goes cross court, and it's 6-1 home team. The super sophomore comes up big. Megan Whitty with the angle, and it's 21-16. Now the Bradley recruit a complete match. Catherine Poor going down. Lewis Central takes the first set 25-19. Second set, Megan Holt hammered down. Holt with 12 kills. And then Poor, a little dump pass. Now LC led 14-13, rips off 7 of the next 8 points. Whitty shuts the door. One of her 10 Ks, all Titans 25-17.
Really well for us now. Remember the defense out there. Take away their angles on the block.
Head coach Mike Bond shuffling the cards with a different look. 18 all set number 3. Catherine Poor flies in one of her 12 kills. Now the home team scores 7 of the last 8 points. Megan Holt, a super hot 12 Ks in 16 attempts, 24-19 Lewis Central. Poor with the finishing touch. And the Titans make it a clean sweep with a 25-19 win.
Yesterday we threw a couple new little wrinkles in there that worked really well for us. And I also felt that the defense that we had set up for them helped take them out of their system and frustrated them throughout the night.
Yeah, I thought a lot of it was the defense too. Without the defense, I mean, we can't get those kills. And yeah, I think our underclassmen really stepped up tonight too.
How'd you feel about your play tonight? I felt you came up with some big kills when it was needed.
You know, I just got to do my part, but everybody on the team did their part, and it all ended up pretty good.
And you took them and took them out of their system all night long. Early in the season, we were a team that I felt had to play more on emotion. I don't think we have to do that tonight. I mean, tonight's a good example of that we didn't have to go raise our emotional level to play well. We can play well knowing that we're steady and can play in the system when we need to.
Since that 5-set loss at St. Albert, 6th-ranked Lewis Central has won 8 matches in a row. The Titans finished 2nd at that Sioux City East tournament. The 5th-ranked Crusaders knock off LC in the championship match. But hey, Mike Bond did get his 300th career win earlier in Lewis Central's victory over Abraham Lincoln, so congrats to Coach. Number 4, St. Albert sits at 15-2. The Saints on 9-day layoff. AL goes 3-3 at that SC East tournament. The Lynx 15-14. And Thomas Jefferson hanging in at 8-12. Still lots of volleyball left. The 2nd-ranked Reavers hit the road, shut out Northeast. Then comes the Hutchinson tournament. Big Blue wins its 15th straight, shutting out West Plains. 17th-ranked Navarro then hands Iowa Western its first loss of the season in 5. The Reavers rebound the blank Northeastern and then outgut the host school in 5. Now, Coach Alicia Williams said afterwards, "This was a weekend we needed." Big Blue, now a sparkling 17-1. Next up, our play of the week. As always, anybody's guess. Match game on the pitch, ×2 on the other side.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Council Bluffs is a growing, vibrant community. It's becoming a modern 21st century community.
We will be the largest free Wi-Fi hotspot in the United States.
Our vision is about building a community where families want to live and businesses want to locate.
We see that as a great potential enhancement for future growth in the city.
Iowa Western men's soccer team lost an overtime match at Indian Hills. Now the Reavers back home hoping to just get back on track. Now Big Blue in a Trojan war with Nyack. Northern Iowa area hits the pitch at 4-3. The Trojans have dropped 3 of the last 4. In fact, Indian Hills just wiped them out 6-1. Here's IWTV student Zach Musil.
The Reavers are 1-1 at home so far this season, gunning for their second shutout in 8 days. Big Blue begins butting heads and nearly scoring a number of times. The home team has 8 shots in the first half. Jeff Allen with one of his 3 right here. Scoreless at the break. Time for second half, 67th minute. Vincent Gallardo with the header. Iowa Western is on the board. Just 3 minutes later, Deontay Williams finds the back of the net. Reavers with 20 shots overall, 9 on goal. Late in the match, 88th minute, Sabino Lozano unassisted, 3-0. In the same minute, Bertie scores! Final score, Iowa Western 4, Northern Iowa with nothing.
I think the heat today took out some of the just excitement from both teams. It was hard to just run onto any ball. But overall, I think the guys performed well. So we asked for one thing today, and it was a shutout, and we did it. So Yuki made a huge save, and so very happy with the shutout result.
Iowa Western's next match is at home against Dakota County Tech, Saturday, September 30th. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Zach Musel. Now here's Brandon Shanahan.
And now it's the women's turn as they get set to take on the field against the Nyack Trojans, part of the men's-women's doubleheader on Saturday. The Reavers doing a good job of setting up opportunities early, getting the ball in front of the net. The Trojan goalkeeper Catherine Flaherty racking up 10 saves on the day, getting most of them in the first half. Daniela Cardona has something to say about this lackluster of offense for the Reavers as she gets one into the net to break the tie. The Reavers would take that 1-0 lead into the break. And sometimes when the shots just aren't falling, you need a little help as the Trojans help the Reavers get their second goal of the game. Laura Chavez not needing any help from the Trojans as she puts one in the back of the net for her first goal of the game. Yeah, that's right, I said her first goal of the game. She gets the pass from Alex Allagher and heads upfield. She would explode this Reavers offense. They would score 4 goals within the first 10 minutes of the second half as their offense has found new life. They would add 3 more goals throughout the course of the second half and end up beating the Trojans 8-0.
We just talked a lot about closing down on defense and just being smarter and getting the ball back quickly and just keeping the ball in.
From the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Brandon Shanahan.
Now it's time for our play of the week. It's real simple. How do we follow up last week? Iowa Western runs through Coffeyville. Makai Sargent has a field day. The redshirt freshman runs for 219 yards. The Sargent scores 4 touchdowns on the ground, a school single-game record, as the Reavers rip the Red Ravens 57-14. Makai Sargent with our play or plays of the week. All right, so another one bites the dust. Say what? This is the last show in September? Tell me time is not just flying by at warp speed. Now remember, as always, to keep it here for more news and information in your community by tuning into the Council Bluffs News with Brandon Taverdi. And so for this latest edition of the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm J.J. Davis, and as always, I'll see you around.